So after unboxing this figure, I started modding it within 24 hours because I just couldn't stand its original look. That's actually why I hesitated to get it sooner. I knew I would end up doing this. Now I would like to share my experience of modding this figure with you to make it easier if you decide to go through with this process yourself. While working on it, I really wish there had been a video like this to help me plan ahead, but I ended up figuring out everything as I went along. Okay, but before we begin, the process involves removing the stitching from the underside of the right arm along the back. After that, I used epoxy putty to add muscle definition and bulk up the figure. I also used the same putty to modify the neck for the seamless joint to the body, and then I trimmed the excess fabric underneath the neck area to just glue it directly on top of the body for the seamless look. I will explain more on the each step, so let's just begin. Okay, now this type of video is not easy to record because while doing all the process it's very difficult to be mindful where the camera is, and it sometimes doesn't focus as well, so please bear with me while I figure this through. So what I did first is I just took off the head, and now I'm undoing the stitching on the right side of his arm and the back. Okay, after that I just took out his arm and tried to like take out his body, but I knew sooner that I need to take off the stitching from the underside of his back as well. Just the right side of his arm is not enough because I needed to get to the other arm as well, and suit is just not stitchable enough to allow me to just take it off. So after taking it off, I'm just looking at the body and how it's constructed and what I need to do, and then I'm also looking at the head seam. Now for the next process, I'm gonna use epoxy putty. I'm using the Tamiya quick type of putty. I have used this before, so I'm really comfortable with it. What you do is you need to mix the two halves of this putty, and then after 5 or 6 hours it will harden up. So this is like a clay. It's very easy to work with. You just make a shape, any shape you want, and then you just put on a plastic surface and it will harden in like 5 hours. So I'm just eyeballing the muscle details from both sides to make it equal, and then yeah, because this is wet, so I can't put the suit on yet to see like how it looks, but I just eyeball it, and then it involves like a bit of a guesswork to know like how will it look after it hardens up. Okay, and now I'm working on the neck seam. I'm trying to make it more bulkier. The neck is more bulkier on the original Tobey Maguire suit, so and also I wanted to make it seamless with the neck. Now this is how it looks after the muscle add-ons. As you can see, I bit overdid the tricep part. I am aware of it, but when I was doing it, you couldn't really visualize how it's gonna look. So yeah, and then now it's too late already to fix it, but I'm still happy with it. Other than that, the neck seam and shoulder looks pretty good. But if you really want to make changes when you do yours, then feel free to do so. Now looking back at it, I would have done many things differently, but how it looks after all these mods, I'm very happy with it, and considering it was my first try, I'm really happy with how it looks right now. And this is another photo of muscle definition and mods on his body. Okay, now I'm working on his head. I first took out the black sticker on the underside, and then now I'm trying to take out the glue to separate the cloth from the head. So as you can see, I tried to take his eyes out as well to do the modification on the top part of his head, but I couldn't get them out, so I just skipped that part because I didn't want to damage the eyes or the upper part of his head, then it will just ruin the figure. I'm using the same putty to do the modification on his neck as well, and I'm continuously putting it on the body so I have an idea how big it needs to be. So this is how the neck looks now. It is pretty bulky now, but after this step I will trim it a bit to make it more seamless to the body. And here is the first look. I haven't stitched him up yet, but this is my first look, like a mock-up, that how it will look after I stitch him up. Now from here on out, this is the toughest part of the whole process. Now I am just gluing his head on the body directly, and I am cutting off the excess fabric from the neck, and then I will just glue it directly on top of the body. Doing this process, you can't be able to use the Tobey Maguire head on the body, but if you like to use that head, you can skip this step. This is the result after gluing it on. I know it looks pretty rough right now, but after this I went back and redid this the gluing process, and I think after that it looks pretty good. Now for the stitching, I'm gonna link this video below because I also followed this video tutorial and it's very easy to follow. I'm sure you will figure it out. Now this part was very hard to figure out because I'm not really familiar with stitching stuff, and this has to look seamless and as perfect as it came from the Hot Toys. So I tried my best. I had to redo it like couple of times, but I think finally I've done it right. Like I said, I had to do it like couple of times to get it right, but in the end I think it looks pretty seamless to me, and I'm pretty happy with the result. So this is how it looks after the stitching is done. I am very happy with the result currently, but as you can see, the neck seam doesn't really look seamless here, but I was very happy with it. But after posting a few photos of him on Facebook, people pointed out that it needs to improve, so I tried to redo it. This is still not the final look yet. After this I redid the gluing part, and then it looks pretty seamless to me. So this is now the final look. I'm pretty happy with it. Back of his neck doesn't really look very seamless and clean, but I couldn't figure it out and I messed up big time. But front looks very good at least, so I'm still happy with it how it turned out. Back side I might try to find another solution how to fix it, but yeah, as you can see, the tricep look a little bigger, but sadly I can't unstitch again and redo them, so I just to me it doesn't look that bad and it's still good enough. It really looks a big step up from the original figure anyway. So please share your thoughts below. If you do this mod, what you will change, and what are your thoughts on this? And Hot Toys messed up big time on this figure, so that's why I didn't get it until now, but I tried my best to make it as accurate as possible, but yeah, of course it can't be like 100% screen accurate, but I tried my best. I am very happy with the result. So I have more content coming on modifications and figure unboxing and reviews. So if you like to see that kind of content, just like this video, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.